Good kill, good kill. Hey, good kill.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're here in the F-14B Tomcat. We're going to be doing a video that I've seen a lot of comments requesting. We've strapped the Aim-174B onto the F-14 Tomcat. So this missile, originally having been placed on ships, it was used as, basically an anti-anything missile, predominantly for air-to-air intercepts. And then they strapped it onto an F-18 Hornet. And since then, we've been experimenting. We've put this thing on an F-15, on an F-16. On the F-16, it seems slightly limited because of the F-16's radar range. So people were suggesting, hey, let's put it on an F-14 because it's got, a really strong radar, and see how these things improve the F-14, if you will. And so what we're going to see here is we're going to put the F-14 against a very formidable foe. You can see here we have air intercept on RWR. That is a Su-57 Felon Russian 5th generation. We're going to see how the Tomcat with the new missiles fares against this thing. Now he does appear to be locking me here, and I'm just kind of changing aspect, and it seems like he's dropping lock. We're still pretty far away, or maybe he's doing it on purpose. Maybe he's switching to a track while scan. But he is definitely seeing me on radar. Yeah, he's trying again. You can see AI again on the RWR indicates air intercept. I'm looking at the radar here to see if Jester can find a target for me. You see the straight line indicated here on the TID. The TID is the tactical information display. It's this black screen at the bottom here. That straight line is called a jamming strobe, and it's basically a straight line in the direction of the detected jamming signal. So that Su-57 is indeed jamming me right now, and you see that lock I have in the distance on the HUD. That is that's basically Jester, my radar intercept officer in the back seat there. He's got him in a special STT single target track sub mode called Jam Angle Track, and I've just fired one of the missiles in that sub mode. And so basically that's the same as a home-on jam that you would have seen from an AMRAAM. The Phoenix had that capability. I believe even the Sparrow had that capability, and the Aim-174B has that capability. It's jamming. It's a homing in on the jamming source. We don't have range to target. All I have is angle of jamming right now. So technically I have no idea how far he is, but that thing does appear to be tracking something. It is like doing a bit of a turn, so it does see him. He'll certainly see that smoke trail coming, so he'll defend once that missile gets a little closer to him. But the question for him will be if he realizes if I'm tracking his jamming source or if I have a track while scan lock on him. As of right now, he doesn't seem to notice, at least initially, because he had his jammer on, which basically allowed me to take this shot in the first place. Let's go ahead and recommit here, turning back into him now. Now, when it comes to the home-on jam missiles, there is a slight limitation. Since range is unknown to the jamming source, lofting is therefore disabled, and obviously that reduces the missile range. Missile guidance is similarly limited to only using angle information for the intercept of the target. So basically home-on jam launches are limited compared to normal single target track launches, but in the end they are better than nothing. It's better to be able to shoot at something than to just sit here getting your face jammed off and not being able to do anything about it. As of right now, it seems like I took the first shot at him and he didn't shoot back at me, and he's in those mountains somewhere. He's like hiding. It's actually interesting when you think about it. We've got a 5th generation Su-57 hiding from an F-14. You don't see that often. Again, we've talked about how changing missiles on an aircraft dramatically changes the capabilities of an aircraft and makes it much better. Just compare an F-15 with a Sparrow to an F-15 with an AMRAAM, right? It's a totally different animal. And I kind of think that's what's happening here with the F-14 with these new missiles on it. And maybe it was retired a little too early. You know, imagine if they had made changes like this to the F-14, what it could have been. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that. We got a jamming source again. Got him locked up here. Getting a little closer. I've once again got him here in a jam angle track. Again, that's the sub mode of the STT, or the single target track. This looks pretty good. I'm just going to send one from here. Fox 30. There it goes. Now, he definitely had a good lock on me that time, so I would venture a guess that there is a missile in the air, and that is an R-77M, probably in the air from that felon. One of the issues with these missiles that I've noticed in testing is because they're so huge, these Aim-174Bs or SM-6s if you want to call them, they're so massive that the seeker of the Russian missiles can actually see them pretty easily, and the Russian missiles do make a pretty decent attempt to intercept these things in the air. So there's a good chance that his missiles will try to shoot these down. I'm going to go cold here just to be safe in case there is something headed over here, and we'll recommit here in a second. It can be a neat little trick for him, like if he sees the smoke trail of my incoming missile, all he has to do, and like let's assume he can't defend or something, he's over flat terrain, all he has to do is point the nose at my missile, my smoke trail, and shoot a Mad Dog R-77M at that missile, and theoretically that missile will try to intercept my missile, and it could save his life, you know. So he's got another countermeasure when you think of it like that to avoid my missile. That being said, those missiles are coming in pretty fast, so there's a bit of a risk factor there. Recommitting vertically here. Like, I would hate to put my life in the hands of a missile intercept, you know. It should be like a last resort. Like, oh, I've done everything and nothing is working, so I'm going to try to just get my missile to intercept his missile, essentially. Here we go, we got once again jamming source. So his jammer is still on. He still hasn't quite figured out how I'm getting these missiles so accurately onto him and so easily. Jamming is very easy to see, at least the source, you know. Here we go, we got a jamming source again locked in jam angle track. Fox 3 again. There it goes once again. And we'll defend down. No reason to stay up high. We've already got our missile off. And those of you with a keen eye will notice that we are getting closer and closer to those mountains over there. I'm going to actually turn away because I don't want to go over those mountains and get into a dogfight with a felon. But he is losing airspace. We are constantly pushing him back. Look how close I've come. Kind of puts into perspective the capabilities of the Tomcat if it had this missile. It's kind of interesting. You know, the Tomcat is definitely an interesting platform. I would have really loved to see a modernized Tomcat. Look at that missile. It's definitely tracking something. It's like heading into those mountains looking for him. And that poor guy's been stuck in there this entire fight. He's just been stuck in a mountain defending. Which is crazy when you consider he's a 5th gen felon. Very capable aircraft that does very well, but currently he is outranged by my missiles, and when you're outranged, there's not a whole lot you can do. He's constantly defensive here. He has to find a way to get out of those mountains and come over here and kill me. And I'm going to constantly deny that to him. The other thing he can do is try to lure me into that mountain, and I'm not going to go, obviously. We got, once again, jamming source and another lock on the jamming source. Look at this, we got a range now, 27 miles. Alright, let's send it. Fox 3. There it goes, it came off. And you can see, I can literally see his missile launch actually. And he was defending down, so he is almost certainly not supporting his missile. He's immediately diving, which tells me that 1, he's desperate. 2, because he's not supporting his missile, he's breaking lock on it. That's kind of fine at this range. I think an R-77 can still find me at 27 miles without his radar. But what's certainly happening there is because he is breaking lock and defending so aggressively to survive my missile, his missile is switching to its own radar, which means it's ever more likely to try to intercept my missiles than to actually come over here and try to hit me. And that's why I think we're not getting so many RWR notifications right now, is either his missiles are out of range and he's shooting them and they're not even getting over here. But I find that unlikely at 27 miles. Even though he's low altitude, I still think his missile would at least give me an RWR notification. I think what's happening more than likely is his missiles keep biting off trying to intercept my missiles. And either they're hitting or my missiles keep missing because he keeps showing up through these mountains. So he's doing something right. As of right now, I got 2 of these SM6s left, Aim-174Bs, call them whatever you like. We got 2 of them left, so I'm going to climb here because he keeps hiding in those mountain valleys. This time, I do have a good lock on him here, on the jamming source. So this time I'm going to try to shoot it like down into the mountains. Because the missiles won't loft, I'll loft it myself. So I'll come up here and I'll shoot down into the mountains here. Fox 3, and let's see how he deals with that one. That's super dangerous for him. He won't be able to hide. So I'm going to immediately start reducing altitude here. There's that missile. Looks like it's certainly tracking something. Yeah, look at it. It's coming back down. I was a little afraid it was just going to shoot off into the atmosphere and try to shoot down the space station, but it is definitely tracking something. So I'm going to start reducing altitude here and getting away from those mountains again. This is a very dangerous area for me to be with a felon hiding in those valleys. We have 1 of these missiles left, so gotta make it count. Hopefully that one I just fired comes down and smokes him right in the face. Falls on top of his head or something. Because you can see those mountains are not high enough for him to terrain mask against that missile. And I guess you could certainly make the case that if the Felon had its R-37M hypersonic missiles, this would be a very different fight. The SM-6 is technically not hypersonic, so if he had his hypersonic missiles, he would, once again have the advantage over the Tomcat. And we can probably do that fight. Let me know in the comment section if you want to see that fight. We might be able to do something with that. Currently unable to get a lock with PAL mode. He appears to have turned off his jammer. Yeah, look, I'm not getting a jammer source anymore. So he figured it out. He figured out what I was doing. He's locking me now. I got a lock on him, but it's still kind of far at 20 miles. I kind of don't want to shoot because I only have 1 left. I'm just going to defend here because he shot at me probably. So I'm just going to leave. I'm going to try to come back and get another clean shot at him. Yeah, there's the missile. So you see that missile is actually giving me an RWR notification because I didn't shoot a missile in that direction. So that missile is not biting off trying to intercept my missile. It's actually coming over here trying to hit me. So I think I'm actually correct about that. I think his missiles have been trying to intercept my missiles this entire time because they're so massive, you know. Off cold here, again, that is R77 with a dual stage booster. So we do want to be careful as we defend here. Dual stage booster, again, for anybody who doesn't know, it just means that in terminal guidance, it has another booster that will turn on and speed towards you and try to kill you. So you see me going cold pretty significantly here. And hopefully he's still scared and hiding in those mountains, because if he pushed me this entire time, then I'm going to have a felon on my 6, and that's going to be bad news for me when I turn around here. Although I'm not getting a radar lock from him, so that's good. He might have defended. It's not to say he's not using his electro-optical system, which would not give me an RWR notification if he was using it. Looking for him now. Not seeing anything yet. He's locking me. Come on, give me a lock. Where is he? There we go, got him. Got him locked. Alright, I got him locked here at 15 miles, 14 miles, 13 miles. Okay, that's it. 12.9 miles. Fox 3. And we're defending. That's pretty close. That's it. Game over. He's not going to get away from that. That's a 13-mile launch. That's game over. Splash 1 felon. I'm just going to go ahead and call it right now as we defend here.